What's up, wrestling fans? So these, how you guys doing, by the way? It's weird that I have to be bouncing around between two different channels because of everything that's gone wrong. But we'll be back December 18th. But Finn Balor, all this talk about Finn Balor not being good enough, or, you know what I mean, the WWE not thinking he's over. Now, I'll sort of talk about that in a second. But real quick, I just want to post that apparently Finn Balor's responded to this. Everybody's freaking out that he responded to it, which it does look like. He's known to do little catchy things like this before. He wrote hashtag Balor Club, and then forever, but he spelled over all in capital letters. So the O-V-E-R making the spelling of over. So saying that he is over and whatever else, I guess. But, you know, I don't know. People are saying that he's not over. Real quick, before I start talking about this Finn Balor situation and a couple other things that I want to talk to you guys about. Number one tonight is out of nowhere, and we're going to be live on Twitch. So make sure you jump over to Twitch, twitch.tv/Joe Cronin JCS. That is my Twitch channel. Don't miss us over there live at about 11 p.m. Eastern Time. Myself, Jake, and perhaps Connor as well. And we'll be taking phone calls. We'll be doing a lot of that stuff before our Thanksgiving break here starts. Also, very important, there's a poll up on my Patreon account. You can go there right now. Even if you're not a patron when this video's over or later, whenever you think of it, we are voting on which donation should be deleted. And anybody can vote on this, even if you are not a patron. Even if you don't pay money and you don't you know, get all the bonus material on Patreon, you can still go here and vote because you still watch the live shows, I'm assuming. Right now, the 555 donation and greasy-ass Goon are in the lead for some reason. I'm surprised about greasy-ass Goon because that's just kind of like a funny one, joking around. But I'm surprised that people would want to get rid of that. But the 555 one I can definitely see going. That being said, let's talk about Finn Balor here. I think that definitely Finn Balor is cursed at this point because of that injury. That injury really ruined his run. I don't think that he's hit as high as WWE thought he would. I think he does okay, but I thought maybe Vince McMahon and everybody in the back thought Finn Balor could be a top player. And so far, he's really shown himself more as a top mid-carder who can flirt with the main event, perhaps, maybe. And I think before they thought this guy was going to be absolute main event stuff, or he could sort of be the face version of Finn Balor, right? I mean, face version of Bray Wyatt right now, where Bray Wyatt doesn't really need any titles right now. You know, Bray Wyatt can get away with just his character. The thing he does need sometimes, though, is some wins, is Bray Wyatt. And Finn Balor's the same way. Right now, he don't really need a title. He just needs to be in good feuds with people. The problem is, as we know, WWE hasn't put him in good feuds with people. He's had a terrible feud with Bray Wyatt that should have been done way better. And it wasn't his fault, I don't think. It wasn't Bray Wyatt's fault, really. But they were the build-up, I'll never remember it. Like I will not remember this tomorrow. This feud, I just will not remember it. Just it was poor, unfortunately, for Finn Balor and for Bray Wyatt. It could have been so much better. But anyway, let's those are my quick little thoughts on that. WWE has a new poll asking fans who's the most impressive champion on SmackDown right now. As of right now, 71% voting for AJ Styles, 13% vote for Women's Champion Charlotte Flair, and 12% voting for the Tag Champions, the Usos, and 4% for Baron Corbin. So right now, man, Baron Corbin ain't looking good. He ain't even keeping up with the pack whatsoever. I'd agree with that poll. I mean, AJ Styles might even just should win the whole damn thing in a landslide. But for me, it's definitely AJ Styles, and then after that, I would say the Usos, to be honest, would be my number 2. Even though Charlotte is great, and she's obviously like one of the best women in the company, and she was pushed to the sky, but she was already good anyway. But you know, so she could easily be number 2, like she is. She's winning in the number 2 spot. But I'm just more impressed with how the Usos have been reinvigorated, revamped, have been great on the mic. So I guess more because of they were. I would say I cared less about them. They didn't have as much of a push. The Usos kind of had to make their own luck. So, and make their own... they even made themselves so much that they were getting cheered over, you know, the face teams like American Alpha. American Alpha was over with the fans a little bit, and they were the champions, and the people liked their wrestling when they came out to the main roster. Unfortunately, WWE gave them no story whatsoever to tell the new fans who they were. So when the fans don't really connect at all with the team because all they're doing is wrestling, I guess WWE thought they could be like the Rockers. The Rockers just came out and went dun 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 dun, dun, yeah, and then the fans loved it. So I thought maybe they'd be like the Rockers, but that didn't work out. I think they sabotaged them from the start because somebody had a hard-on for Jordan, which makes no sense. But you know, that's how things go, I guess. How was the SmackDown viewership? Let's check out the ratings for WWE SmackDown. Also, follow me on Twitter, guys, at Real Joe Cronin. Make sure you check out that Patreon poll. Remember, if you're not a patron, you can still vote. So go over there and vote. The link is in the description box down below. And there it is here, patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show. You can download the app on your cell phone and go to it. Or you can just go to the website via your tablet or desktop computer or whatever. But SmackDown viewership is down, which is weird because usually after a pay-per-view, viewership goes up. So that's really weird. It is weird that it went down. If you almost every time, especially like a Raw, if you look at Raw after a pay-per-view, but sometimes when a pay-per-view happens, it isn't the greatest thing ever, and then Raw happens and there's a bad Raw, then a lot of times the next night SmackDown gets the brunt of that too. So there you go. Okay, no, the SmackDown viewership is up, according to this. So it did go up. It makes sense. It should go up because the night after. It's up 2%. So the SmackDown viewership did go up. I misread this. And it makes sense, again, like I said, because you would expect that the go-home show would have decent ratings and that the first show back after the pay-per-view would have the highest ratings. And then depending on how you do storyline-wise after that, you would see it drop or go up. And that's usually what happens. So let's see if that theory is true. I haven't looked at the numbers yet. Well, actually, I lied. I looked at the last two numbers. But let's look at the third number. So, yeah. So here we go. So here's the go-home show that did pretty good, that did better. Here's the show before the go-home show in a lull. And then here's the, you know, the go-home show did all right. And then obviously the new episode after the pay-per-view did the best. That's what I would expect the pattern to be almost every time. Unless some big star was on SmackDown or something like that. And, of course, only 2.1 million viewers for the Halloween episode. But obviously that was because most of the kids weren't watching. They were trick-or-treating. People didn't set DVRs maybe. Whatever. It was Halloween night. So viewership dropped significantly there. But anyway, guys, thank you very much for all the support on Patreon. We'll be live tonight for Out of Nowhere Live tonight at 11 p.m. Well, it's November 22nd, 2017. If you're watching this on November 22nd, otherwise you can still watch the episode on Twitch anytime. All our previous episodes on Twitch should be there, and if they're not there, we re-upload them anyway to YouTube. So you'll see it tomorrow. If you don't want to come tonight to watch live. But I'm hoping everybody comes over tonight at 11 p.m. because we're going to try to blow it out of the water with those numbers and see if we can get, 500 people watching on Twitch and see if we can get that partnership to roll up some point. So we'll see you tonight live at 11 p.m. Eastern Time, USA. Try to look at the time conversion if you're outside the U.S., in the UK and everywhere else. Obviously, you can just Google the time difference. And we'll see you live. We'll take your phone calls tonight. I'll see you guys later. For Out of Nowhere. Everybody type down in the chat, horse curd, and go vote on the Patreon poll. It's free for anybody to vote on the Patreon poll right now.